What up? It's your boy Jake The Paragon back for another one, and today I want to talk about mortgage brokers versus big banks. What's the difference and which is better? Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and make sure you hit that little bell thingy that alerts you every time a new video is available, because this is the channel where we build our real estate empire step by step. You don't want to miss out. So let's get into it. Mortgage broker versus a bank. Now, when I say bank, I'm talking about the big boys, Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, so on and so forth. I'm not talking about a mortgage bank. What the hell's a mortgage bank? Well, a mortgage bank is a bank that does specifically, mortgages. That is their main business, as opposed to big banks that do a whole gambit of types of business, which is investments, loans, so on and so forth. So, who's better, a mortgage broker or a bank? Well, let's get into the first thing I think you should look out for when you're looking for a mortgage. So what's the first thing you want to look out for when you're trying to get a mortgage? That would be red tape, my friend. Which has more red tape, a mortgage broker or a bank? Well, that would be a bank, and here's the reason why. Banks, especially big banks, aren't just in the business of giving mortgages out. They do so many other things, and a lot of times your one house that you're purchasing isn't a big priority for them. So they're going to ask you for paperwork, more paperwork, and some more paperwork until you're probably going to get tired and give up anyway. But the amount of red tape just isn't worth it, and I suggest going with a mortgage broker on this one. And in the number 2 slot of things you need to look out for when you're trying to get a mortgage, that is the interest rate. You see, the lower the interest rate, the lower your payments are going to be every single month. I don't need to explain that to you. However, when you're talking about an interest rate, mortgage brokers are able to give you a better interest rate. Why? Because they shop your mortgage around, or your mortgage request, to a bunch of different banks, and they know which bank can give you the best interest rate based on your information. On the other hand, big banks, they're very conservative, and when they're looking at your information, they're going to do their best to try and put themselves in a win-win-win-win situation, which usually means giving you a bigger, higher interest rate, paying them more money every single month. And in the number 3 spot on things you want to look out for when you're trying to get a mortgage, and that is who can approve the mortgage the fastest. The last thing you want is to be ready to buy your home and the mortgage isn't approved yet. So in this case, who does it quicker? It's the mortgage broker. Why? Because mortgage brokers have the ability to take all your information and create a package. They take that package and shop it around to the banks that they know who are most likely to approve you based on your information. Information like your credit score and how much money you make. On the other hand, big banks, again, this isn't their main business. So they have to go through all of the red tape and all of the levels of management just to get your mortgage approved. And many times after going through all those levels of management and bureaucracy, they're going to come back to you requesting more information. And after that, they're probably going to deny you. And in the number 4 spot of things you need to look out for when you're trying to get a mortgage, that is just how much work do I have to do to get this mortgage approved? You see, in the case of a big bank, they're going to ask you for tons and tons and tons of paperwork. And after they review that paperwork, they're going to ask you for tons and tons and tons of paperwork. Where with a mortgage broker, you give them your paperwork and they already know the best banks they can go to get you approved. I don't want to have to worry about anything. I just want my mortgage approved so I can go on with my life. Well, that wraps it up for this battle, and it seems like mortgage brokers have won over big banks by a landslide. And until big banks make your mortgage their main business, they're just not going to be able to compete when it comes to things like interest rate, getting things done fast, and the least amount of bureaucracy or red tape. So with that said, Jake the Paragon out. I'll talk to you soon.